Welcome, sports bettors from around the world. This is your friend Joe coming to you live from LA. Well, not live, but here recording on a Monday morning here, bright and early in LA. Well, not bright and early. It's already like 10 o'clock East Coast time. But remember, we're 3 hours behind. But anyways, I mean, what a game yesterday of the Super Bowl. If you guys did not see that game, which I hope you did, what an exciting game. Chiefs pull it out. The under came in. We gave that out as our premium play yesterday in our group. And if you're not in a group, sgdwins.com, sgdwins.com. Come check it out, guys. I mean, we did very well this weekend, with our plays, our live plays, our props. I mean, let me just give you what I did. Like I said, not to just brag here, because, I hate bragging, but I always do a weekend recap starting on Friday. It counts the weekend for me. So I went on pregame bets, which, like I said, is before the game starts, obviously. 7-2, including that Chiefs under, which I bet for almost 3 units, $300. So that was a good play. I love that play. And then live betting, I went 15-5. So overall record was 22-7 from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Total of $1,700, 43 and 28 cents. 17.43.28. Not bad. I have that in my accounts there on Bovada and BetOnline. So hey. That's a nice little, spending money for the weekend. It was just, like I said, great to see a lot of guys in our group that, took some of these plays. They made some money. However, I'm going to just, yell at some of the guys in our group that kept wanting to bet more on some props and other stuff. I said, look, guys, I'm just sticking to the under, maybe some, live play on the Chiefs when they went down, and a couple little dumb props like the coin toss. But, important. Do not, like I said, bet a lot of, bets, like including the props. Like today, we got 10 NBA games. Does that mean I'm going to go out and, bet every single game? No. I mean, I've looked at the whole card. I like a couple matchups. Obviously, I'm going to give out the Clipper, where I'm at with the Clippers and the Spurs. But, I go over every game, and I have a couple guys. Shout out to you, Toxic, Mike, Dave, that they'll message me, or I'll message them and say, look, this is what I like. This is what I'm leaning out the whole card. It doesn't mean I'm going to bet it pre, but if a live play arises, then I'll play it. And you guys know that, so thank you. And that's what I do. I mean, tonight maybe I'm going to bet 2 or 3 pregame bets. I haven't decided yet. One for sure, I'm going to do the Clipper game, which we'll go over here. But that's the way I do it. And, of course, a lot of live bets, maybe some college. I know we got North Carolina after that ugly loss is playing tonight also, and but it seems the public's all over them at +9, so maybe a good spot. I don't know. So anyway, so that's the key that I want to emphasize. When you're in our group, I always preach that. I even yell it at people sometimes. Hey, you know what? Do not play that. Stay off of that. It's you don't need to make all these extra plays. And again, it just comes down to that. If you want to do sports betting for a living, which I do, you have to be disciplined. I mean, obviously I'm wearing my Laker jersey today because that is it, the official end of, the NFL. Now we have NBA, which now is probably the best time that I really start betting a little bit more on NBA and getting ready for my preseason here, spring training in the baseball, MLB. That's going to be awesome. If you're not, if you're not really good at MLB or think it's boring, come check it out in our group. Last year, like I said, we kicked butt in our group. We did very well in MLB. MLB is my top sport just because, again, I played it as a kid. I mean, I loved the sport. I know it's boring to watch, but it's just so much analytics, numbers. I mean, you could just kind of, make some really, really good bets. First 5 with the Dodgers, I loved last year. That was a really good bet. It's just a lot of strategy and numbers that go into MLB. Some shenanigans happen, of course, because it's sports. Shenanigans always happen in sports, but it's less likely because, again, you have so much moving parts in MLB. I mean, not just one player cannot control the game, versus NBA when you can miss a couple shots. So MLB is really good. So, check us out. Like I said, come on in and join our group for MLB because I know it's going to be really good. And speaking of a group, I will probably be at the Vegas at the South Point, I think, myself and my wife and a couple friends in about 3 to 4 weeks, when March Madness starts going. So we'll be there. Also, like I said, if you want to join, the trip, let me know. Drop me a message and I'll link out some information. But that's it. Enough babbling, enough promotion. Let's get into a play here because that's why you're watching this video. Again, just to recap. Again, like I said, I'm not gonna do a video every day just to give out just random plays and say I'm not betting. I'm actually betting this play. If I give out a video play, I'm going to bet it. Case in point, last week, we'll just go really quick. The video play on January 30th, the Clippers over. Bet that. Went over. On Friday night with the emotional, game with the Lakers, I bet that over. Bet that pretty big. It was a Kobe tribute. Went over. I said, of course, the under with the Chiefs and the 49ers, which went under. So, I'd like to give out, like I said, plays that I actually bet and that I think are good spots. So tonight we got the Spurs and we got the Clippers. Let me look at what time this. Okay, so it's a late game, 10:30 here for you guys on the East Coast, 7:30 for me here on the West Coast. But like I said, I have other couple games like the Boston game. I think I'm looking at the Brooklyn game also, the Grizzlies. But again, I'll put those in the private group where I'm leaning on those. But this one, like I said, I think I'm going to wait a little bit till a number ticks up a little bit. It's already moved up maybe half. I think it's 228.5 now in some books. I'm taking the under. Yes, you heard it right. I'm taking it under now with the Clippers. Last time I played the Clippers, it was an over, like I said. So, I don't know, a couple of reasons here. This under, I think it's our fourth and final meeting here with the Spurs and Clippers. So this starts off the annual rodeo trip for the Spurs, which if you guys don't know that, the rodeo comes to town in San Antonio. So they're out like 8 days on the trip, similar to the Clippers and Lakers when they leave out for the Grammys. So it's going to be a long road trip. Popovich is going to have his crew ready to go. I don't know. I just don't know how Popovich is doing it. His Spurs might not even make the playoffs, but we'll see. I think I'm looking at the line here. Clippers are laying 9. It's up to 10. I don't know about that. That might be a really good in-game bet for me live. Again, because if the Clippers, go down, which they have a tendency of doing that, they start off slow, then Kawhi picks it up, and you guys know. So I might take the Clippers live at maybe a -5, 4, depending how the game goes. But I definitely think they're going to win this game. The Clippers have just moved into second place in the West Coast here, and they have the Lakers. I just don't think they're just going to say, hey, let's play kind of, half-ass. They've been playing half-ass, in my opinion, during the year with, the load management. And, like Doc Rivers has said many of interviews, hey, you know what, we're all about June. We want to just get there and, but I think now they're kind of focusing there. I think, let me look at this. Yeah, the Clippers are top 6 team in defensive efficiency. So, they're pretty good on defense, and this adds to my under. Again, Spurs, generally, we're a good defensive team. I know they held the 90 points the other day, who they're playing at. So I don't know. It's just an interesting dynamic here, an interesting game as far as the under. Now, again, I will take this pre. I'm going to take it for 1 unit, $100 only. Like I said, just because, again, I got other couple games that I'm playing. But if this game starts getting a little crazy where the total goes to 230, 240 live, which it happens, then I'll hit it again for sure. Because I think the original game, it stays under, but just in case, I want a little buffer of like 10 points for myself, and that's people know me in the chat in our private group when I do a lot of live plays, and when I do them, I always say this rule, and remember this, guys, and this you guys here on YouTube land learn this. If you like a game pre-game, like for example under here, why would you bet if the game starts going and then the total drops to like 220? If you like to pre at under 228, why would you bet it under 220? It's like you always need to get a better number than you would have had pre. So in this case, 220 and a half, 229, 230, and I always stick to that rule. Because again, it could stay under, but if you got 220, and what if it lands at 222? You're screwed. So that's very, very important. Same thing with the over. If you like an over number at over 228, if you're at 230, 235 in-game, why would you pay the over at that point? Yeah, you could, and it still could go way over. But again, just stick to that general rule, especially in live betting. If you cannot get a better number than the pregame number, do not bet it. I don't. I rarely do not bet it. Yesterday, kind of an exception to the rule. Chiefs, game, the Super Bowl. It was at 54, went to 53.5. I really felt good about the under. I even thought I was going to stay under 51, 50. It landed, like I said, at 51, so it was a little hairy. I took 52.5. Only one time, and I said, you know what, I like this again. My wife had, asked, hey, what about the under 48.5? I said, nope, not touching it. Just 50 or 51, that's where I'm staying. And again, it's just, again, going back to the rule. If you take the number, pregame, the best number, then you're good. So anyways, guys, that is the play. Thank you for watching. I know I went a little rambling here, but I will have other plays in our private group. Like I said, I have some plays on the Boston Celtics. I'm looking here at the Brooklyn game. The Memphis, I might have a play on it, on a total there. And for sure on the Philly game. So I'll have a play on the Philly game. I like that Philly-Miami game. So guys, come check us out, sgdwins.com. We're in the group. Like I said, we're making money. MLB is coming up. Should be a great season again. And let's get this. And go Dodgers and go Lakers. Peace. Jared, I hope your Rockets make the playoffs. Peace out.